Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm just going to talk about the entire citizenship process, how to become a citizen, how to become eligible to become a citizen after you get your PR, and what are the requirements to become a citizen. And I'm also going to show a little bit about the oath ceremony and what happened there when I was doing it. So that's going to be this video. And before that, please do like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to press the bell icon so I get updates and post more videos. So let's not wait. We'll go into the video. So first thing, I just want to give little introduction about like the citizenship process. So citizenship process is gonna be like the final process in this entire huge long process which everyone is gonna go through if you come here as a international student or worker, temporary worker, or even if you come directly as a PR. But the thing about citizenship is that it's completely a choice. You don't have to do it. It's not a mandatory process. That's the reason why so many people get PR and very little people go for citizenship. According to time, it's like the longest process compared to like PR or study permit or whatever it is. So that's like a little introduction, and I'll tell you guys now like what are the requirements to actually become eligible to apply for citizenship. So if you watched my previous video, I explained that citizenship process is much more simpler than the PR process because you don't need a lot of documents for citizenship compared to like PR. It's less work when it comes to like the documents part, but it's more of like the waiting process, and it's more of time related. So the basic requirements for citizenship is you need to be a permanent resident for 2 years, and you should have lived in Canada for 1095 days in the last 5 years. So 1095 days is basically 3 years in the last 5 years. So, and any time which you were in Canada before you became a PR, each day would be counted as a half day. So for example, if you come here as an international student, if you do a 1 year program and then you work for 1 year and then you get your PR after 2 years, the 2 years before you got your PR will be calculated as 1 year. So each day will be counted as a half day up until the point where you get your PR. So from there, each day counts as 1 day. So technically, the shortest time you need to wait would be like 3 years before you actually get eligible. But like that 3 years is technically 4 years. So 2 years of your temporary residency and 2 years of permanent residency. So altogether, you need to at least wait for like 4 years before you become eligible. So at any point, if you left Canada for like vacation or anything, those days cannot be counted. So those days will become like a break for you. So apart from all those things, you still need to get those 1095 days to become eligible. So for example, like if you go for like vacation for like a month or something to your home country, you cannot count those 30 days. So that's how it works. So this is called the physical presence. So there is something called the physical presence calculator. So you can go to that site. It's basically like calculating your CRS score. You can count the number of days you've lived in Canada. It asks you like different questions, and it tells you to put like all those dates, and it shows you like how many days you've lived in Canada and when you will become eligible to become a citizen. So you can use that site. I'll put the link below in the description. But the one mandatory thing is like you need to be a PR. Like you cannot go from a work visa directly to citizenship. You need to be a PR. And the second good thing about citizenship is you need to show language proof, but you don't have to write IELTS or anything like that. It's again a choice. You can write IELTS if you want to, but they will also accept any kind of like a degree or diploma or certificate. If you have done your education in English, let it be in Canada or even in another country, you can show your bachelor's degree or master's degree or diploma certificate. Anything, any program you've completed in English, that should be enough. You can just show the certificate of that, and they accept that as a proof. So you don't really have to write IELTS or any kind of an English exam for that. And then apart from this, they ask for your passport. They ask for like 2 photos. So you need to do that, and because it was it's online application right now, you just have to upload the digital copy of the photo. And another thing is you should have filed taxes in Canada for at least 3 years in the last 5 years. So doesn't matter whether you were a student or whether you were working or anything. Obviously you would have worked if you had stayed in Canada for 5 years, but you should have at least filed taxes for like 3 years in the last 5 years. That's a mandatory thing. And apart from this, you just need to provide them any kind of ID. It can be a driver's license or health card or anything like that. So you need to provide them a Canadian ID which has your photo, your signature, and also your full name and date of birth. So a driver's license would be like a best ID you can give anywhere because it has all those four. So that's pretty much it for the documents. It's like very simple. You don't need any other documents other than this, unless they ask you for a specific document like during processing. This is the set of documents you need when you're gonna apply. And when it comes to fees, it's again much cheaper than the fees for PR. I think the PR application fees is like 1,300 right now. The citizenship fees is 600 to 650. I think I paid like 630 or something. So that's like the only fee you need to pay, and you also have to attach that receipt to with your application. And yeah, that's like the fees for the entire citizenship. You don't have to spend anything else. So as I said before, citizenship process in general is like a relaxed process. It's not like a fast process like express entry. So it's gonna take 12 months. 12 months is like the normal processing time for any citizenship application. I'm talking 12 months before like COVID or before, without any delays or anything like that. It might take longer if there are delays. Right now they say it's 27 months, but it took me 14 months to get the citizenship. But the regular processing time is 12 months. So this is how the process goes. So you compile all these documents, and if you want to send it through mail, you can mail them directly. They provide you the address online, so you can send your printed application there, or you can just submit it online. It's faster online right now, so I would suggest you to like do it online. So once you submit it online, you're gonna wait for a acknowledgement of receipt. It's called AOR. So it's basically AOR what it means is it means that they received your application and they checked your application and everything is good. You have attached all the documents and everything, and they're gonna start processing. So that's what the AOR means. So that's like the first step in the processing. So usually it takes like 2 to 3 months to get the AOR. So once you submit that and once you get the AOR, they provide you with a UCI number and an application number. So using those two, you can sign up for an online tracker, which basically you can track your application on that. So you cannot really track your application till you get your AOR. So you won't really have any idea what's happening with your application till you get your AOR. You can log into that and check your status. So the tracker has like 6 different categories in the processing stage. So 6 different categories are like language, background verification, prohibitions, citizenship test, citizenship ceremony, and physical presence. So those are the 6. And at different points, each one, everything will be in progress in the beginning, and at each point, like one by one, it changes to like complete from in progress. So that's how the processing goes. So once you get your AOR, you have to wait for another like 2 to 3 months. I mean, like the second step after AOR will be like your citizenship test. So let's talk about the citizenship test. So the only test you need to do for the citizenship is the citizenship test. So it's basically test about Canada. So you have like a book. Actually, let me show you the book. This is the book from which they ask questions. So they're not gonna ask anything outside of this. This pretty much has like around 600 to 650 questions in this. So this consists of like politics, history, geography, wildlife, sports, all those things, culture, and all those things, everything about Canada. So it's called Discover Canada. You can get this book for free. I got this book from Canada's website. They just mailed this to me like for free. If you want, you can just read it from a PDF. I like reading from a book, so I read it from this. And I prepared for like a lot of time. I don't even remember like how long I prepared. And I literally prepared like I tried to answer all the 600 questions right. So because of COVID, the test is also online right now. You don't have like in-person test, and the test has like 20 questions and you need to get 15 correct. So you can make like 5 mistakes. So that's gonna be like the scoring. So yeah, after AOR, you get a notification on your tracker for your citizenship test. You get like a time window, maybe like 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and they just send you the link for the test, and you can finish the test in that window. Like in that 3 weeks, you can finish it on any day. It's gonna be like an online test where you click the answer and it goes to the next, and the time keeps running. You have 30 minutes to finish the test. So once you finish it, you're gonna get an email about the result, like how many you got right. And then after that, like probably a few days after that, in the tracker your test result changes to complete from in progress. And usually around this time they finish the background check too, so usually the test and background verification changes to complete around the same time. It can go like different ways from this for each application, because if it's gonna be like a simple application, you don't have anything complicated or anything, maybe probably like 3 to 4 months after you finished your test, they're probably gonna ask you for your passport copy. So when you submit your application, you need to submit a copy of this physical presence calculator, which I told you before. How they verify this is they literally ask like a copy of every page in your passport, and they cross-check this with the visa stamps on your passport. So every time you went out, you would have got a stamp on your passport, and you also have like visas on your passport, like your student visa, your work visa, and everything. So they just verify everything with this, and probably once you send that, it'll again take another 2 to 3 months for them to verify this and complete everything. So once you send your passport copy, it's just going to be like the final stage of processing. So from there, they would finish your physical presence, your language, and then the prohibitions. Altogether, everything changes to complete. This will probably be like the longest time in this process, where you have to wait for a very long time. And then once they complete all the processing, you're just gonna wait for like 1 or 2 weeks more for them to like schedule you for the oath ceremony. So the oath ceremony is like the final stage of the citizenship process. You just have to say the oath in front of a judge, and he declares that you are a citizen after that. So that's like the process. So this process goes for like probably almost like 2 to 2.5 hours. So what happens there is, like, because of COVID, like it's just a Zoom call, it's like virtual. They don't have like in-person ceremonies right now. They stopped it, like it's been suspended for like 2 years, since 2020. So they just send you a letter on this date and this time, like, and then they send you the link of the Zoom call. You just join it at that time, and basically first they tell you some instructions, and they were like 150 people when I was doing it. So they just give you like the first instructions, like what's gonna happen on this ceremony and everything. And once they finish giving that, they send me to another room where I talk with another agent privately. So basically what she tells me to do, she just tells me to show my ID just to check it's me. And then like she tells me to cut my PR card into like 4 pieces, just like a way to say that you're no longer a PR, you're a citizen. So I cut my PR card into like 4 pieces in front of her, like with a scissor. And once you do that, she'll just verify everything, and she sends me again back to the common room. And basically I had to wait for like more than an hour, because they have to verify this information, and they have to make all the 150 people cut their PR cards. So they have to do it like one by one. I think there were like maybe 10 agents for like 150 people. So it took like an hour. And once everyone came back to the common room, the clerk and everyone came, and then like the judge joined, and then he spoke a little bit about Canada and everything. And first he just tells everyone to like lift our right hand up, and he tells the oath, and we have to repeat after what he says. Everything they tell in both French and English, because both are like official languages of Canada. So he started with French, and then he moved to English. And then once you finish the oath, he declares everyone to be citizens.
You are now Canadian citizens. Vous êtes maintenant des citoyens canadiens. Bravo.
And then after that, like they just play the national anthem of Canada, and everyone sings again, both in French and English. once that gets over, here they just tell me to do like the final instructions, which is basically like a affirmation of oath. So it's like a form which they sent me, and I just have to basically sign it and email that to them so that they can send me the citizenship certificate. So that's like the citizenship ceremony, and that's like the entire process of citizenship. I know this entire process took me around like 14 months, just the processing, because I applied in May 2021. I submitted my application in May 2021, and I finished my oath on July 8th 2022. Actually, it wasn't too long, because some people who applied in 2020, they were waiting for like more than 18 months, even 20 months, 24 months. So luckily it didn't take that long for me. So the next steps after your citizenship ceremony would be like to receive the certificate. So I'm still waiting for that. I need to receive it in mail, and then once I get that, I have to use that to apply for my Canadian passport, and also use that to surrender my Indian citizenship and surrender my Indian passport. So because I'm no longer an Indian citizen and I shouldn't technically have my passport with me, I have to give it back to the embassy. So I can only do these two things once I receive my certificate. So I'm just waiting for that. Unless your country accepts like dual citizenship, you don't have to do like the surrender part. But unfortunately, India doesn't allow dual citizenship, so I have to surrender my Indian passport and citizenship. So I just want to explain a little bit about what are the differences between being a PR here and being a citizen here. PR and citizenship doesn't have a lot of difference. You can still most of the things like healthcare and education and all those things are very not similar but the same for a PR and a citizen. The only difference between a PR and a citizen is you get the right to vote here, and you get a Canadian passport. So those are the two things. I would say personally, for me, the advantage is I'm getting a Canadian passport, because Canada's passport is like the 9th most powerful passport in the world. I can travel to pretty much 90% of the countries. I think I only need visa for like 7 to 8 countries in the world. So that is like a huge advantage for me. I don't feel like there's any disadvantage of becoming a citizen. It's again each one's choice. I wanted to become a citizen, so I did this. You get like 90% of the benefits once you become a PR. It's just the remaining 10% which you get after you become a citizen. So that's pretty much it for the process and the difference and everything, guys. So yeah, I hope this would have given a good idea about citizenship, and you can think for yourself whether you actually want to go for it, or maybe it's not something that's for you. But yeah, anyway, I hope this was useful. If it was useful, please do like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to press the bell icon so you get updates when I post my videos. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys soon in another video. Till then, it's Manish.